Welcome to another one of my weekly self-defense analysis videos. Today I'm going to be discussing how to self-defense against a sniper. So this is going to be a short video, and I'm going to be discussing, basically giving you some tips on how to deal with a sniper, or snipers actually. Very, very tough situation. Hopefully it never happens, but if it does, then these are some tips for you to keep track of um, and memorize and use possibly in such a situation when your life depends on it. So let's be clear, this is not foolproof. There's no guarantee that you're going to make it out alive when dealing with a sniper. You have to accept the fact that no matter what you do, you might get shot anyways. Um, but hopefully, you know, you can somehow see a sniper in time, or spot one, rather, and maybe survive. I have to be honest and say, tell you that because snipers are really hard to spot, and by the time you do spot them, it's probably too late. So, that being said, we're just going to get right into it and look at two cases of this happening. First is the DC sniper attacks. So two guys, they basically, there was like a fight over a woman, over, a couple, one of them, and I guess the guy decided to finally get with a partner in crime and just scare her. And to scare her, they started shooting a bunch of people. Um, you know, just shooting a bunch of people, and and people died as a result. So it says here, 21-year-old Kenya Cook was shot and killed by Lee Malvo at the front door of her aunt's home in Tacoma, Washington. Cook's aunt, um, okay, so yeah, basically that's what happened. Cook's aunt said that she should have gotten a divorce, and let's see. Jerry Taylor, 60, was killed by a single shot to the chest, fired from long range as he practiced chip shots at a Tucson, Arizona golf club. Muhammad's sister lived near the golf course and he was visiting her during the shooting. 2 deaths, 4 injuries followed in other states. Let's see. John Gaeta, 51, was charged changing a tire at a parking lot in Louisiana and was shot in the neck. Bullet exited through his back, and he pretended to be dead while Malvo stole his wallet. Gator ran to the gas station after the shooter left or discovered he was bleeding, went to the hospital. Uh, so yeah, um, Malvo then apologized. So luckily, this is important. Luckily, he survived. Um, and you want to play dead when the situation is right, and you're at a disadvantage. You have to know when to play dead, because if you try to run and you're shot, you can't move as well. You're not that mobile. Who knows? Um, you're gonna move slower, and you could get shot before you manage to get to cover or whatever the case. Um, so in that situation, playing dead might have been the best option. So let's see. Next case, Paul LaRuffa, pizzeria owner, was shot 6 times at close range while locking up his Italian restaurant in Maryland. He survived the shooting, and his laptop computer was found in Muhammad's car when he and Malvo were arrested. 41-year-old Million A. Waldemariam was fatally shot in the head and back with a .22 caliber pistol in Atlanta, Georgia. He was, I don't know if it's a he or she, but he or she was helping the owner of a Sammy's package store close up for the night when the shooting occurred. Claudine Parker, store clerk, was shot in the chest and killed during the robbery. Her co-worker, Kelly Adams, was critically wounded with a shot through the neck but survived. Evidence found at the crime scene eventually tied this killing to the Beltway attacks and allowed authorities to identify Muhammad and Malvo as suspects. 45-year-old Hong M. Bellinger was shot in the head and killed with a Bushmaster rifle in Louisiana. And those are pretty much the victims. So it doesn't really say, like, give specific details as to how it happened according to this. Um, but this is very important. Like, again, situational awareness. When you're locking up a restaurant, you have to be aware of potential robbers or people who might try to hurt you. Um, Things of that sort. And this is where they were actually shooting from. They made a hole here in this car so they could pretty much put the rifle through it, and shoot from there, and nobody would really know anything about it. So, yeah. Um, Program analyst was killed and shot, at a grocery store, and they were just shooting a bunch of people dead. Yeah, they pretty much moved around in this car, and shot someone who was mowing the grass, shot a taxi driver, killed a taxi driver too. He was at a gas station. Um, they shot and killed a babysitter at a shopping center. She was reading a book. Um, they shot and killed a woman who was vacuuming her car, and then they shot a 72-year-old carpenter, and they pretty much killed him. Um, so yeah, pretty much they shot people usually with one bullet, and they were killed. Um, so I think it says here they took a break, then they kept shooting people dead. Um, and yeah, pretty much. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Um, it's like I said, situational awareness is very important. It helps if you understand what a sniper looks like, signs of a sniper, um, things of that sort. It helps if you pay attention to the news and take action, take whether it's cover or concealment or is trying to escape, or it depends on the situation. Um, like I talked about in my other videos, running, running towards cover, preferably towards cover and concealment. Now, according to the case, there was this one lady who immediately after the first victim was shot at the grocery store, the shopping center at rather, she took cover behind a car and called the cops. So that was pretty good move. Um, you want to alert the authorities and draw attention to the area if possible. So yeah, that's it for that case. Here we have another case of the Ohio highway sniper attacks. 24 sniper attacks along Interstate 270 and other nearby highways in the central part of the U.S. state Ohio against traffic and homes. Shooting started in May 2003. One person was killed, and the shooting spread fear. So, yeah, um, that's pretty much how serious it could get. And with that being said, that's pretty much it. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you want more tips, more lessons, check out the link below. See you later.